All right, day 85. Today, we're going to talk about a skill that's quickly becoming non-negotiable for anyone who works with AI, prompt engineering.
I'm sure this feels familiar. It's probably one of the biggest frustrations when you're working with a large language model, right? One minute, it's a genius. The next, it's just completely lost. So what's actually going on here? What's causing this huge gap between a brilliant answer and, well, a useless one?
Turns out, the difference isn't really about the AI's capability. It's all about the quality of the instruction we give it. You can see it right here. On the left, a super vague request like "summarize this" gets you a long, unfocused mess. But on the right, a really structured and specific prompt gets a precise, actionable result. The model didn't suddenly get smarter. The request did. So, by the end of our time today, you're going to understand exactly how to bridge that gap. We're going to move beyond just asking questions and start designing our inputs. Let's call this what it is. It's an AI communication gap. The real challenge is translating what's in our head, our intent, into a language the AI can understand and execute perfectly. And this whole discipline has a name you've probably heard: prompt engineering. You can think of it as the art and science of carefully crafting your requests, your prompts, to guide an AI exactly where you want it to go. And let's be clear, this isn't about finding some secret magic words. It's about designing clear, effective instructions.
Okay, so here's the best analogy I've found for this. I want you to think of a large language model as a brilliant, incredibly powerful, but extremely literal junior employee. Seriously. They have access to basically all of the world's public knowledge, they're lightning fast, and they'll try to do almost anything you ask. But, and this is the key part, they are so literal and have absolutely zero context about your goals unless you spell it out for them.
So if you walk up to this junior employee and just say, "Write a report," what do you think you're going to get? Probably something generic, maybe even useless. But what if you give them a skilled instruction? Something like, write a 2-page market analysis report for Q4 and make sure you include competitor data and a risk assessment. Now you're going to get exactly what you need. See? The quality of their work is a direct reflection of the quality of your instructions. And that's the whole idea right there. Prompt engineering isn't some clever hack to trick the AI. It is the fundamental skill of giving perfect instructions to this incredibly powerful but very literal engine. It's how we bridge that gap between what we want and what the AI actually does. Okay, so if the AI is our brilliant junior employee, that makes us the manager, right? So how do we become a better manager? Well, we need a toolkit, a set of core techniques for giving great instructions. Let's go through 3 of the most foundational ones.
First up is the most basic one, and it's probably what you do most of the time. It's called zero-shot prompting. You're basically just asking the model to do something without giving it any examples. Like, what is the capital of Japan? For simple, factual stuff that the model definitely learned during training, this works just fine.
But what about when the task is a little more specific or nuanced? That's when we level up to something called few-shot prompting. Here, instead of just telling the AI what to do, we show it. So let's say you want to categorize customer feedback. You'd give it a few examples first, showing it what positive, negative, and neutral look like. This little bit of context is a game changer for getting the format and style you want every single time.
All right, but what about the really tough problems? The ones that need actual logic and reasoning? For that, we have an incredibly powerful technique called chain of thought prompting. The big idea here is that you don't just ask for the final answer. You ask the model to show its work. You literally add the phrase "think step by step" to your prompt.
And look at what happens. By telling the model to lay out its reasoning step by step, we're essentially forcing it to slow down and break the problem into smaller pieces. This makes it so much less likely to make a silly mistake or a logical jump. It's a huge deal for anything that involves math, logic puzzles, or any kind of planning. Okay, so this isn't just an academic exercise. Where does this skill actually matter in the real world? Well, it's not just about making chatbots better. This is fundamental to building any kind of reliable AI application. Think about it. In software development, engineers are using this to generate good, reliable code snippets. In customer service, prompt engineering is what allows a chatbot to handle really complex user problems without getting confused. And in data analysis, a well-crafted prompt can tell an AI to summarize, say, dense medical records for a doctor, pulling out only the most critical information. The applications are everywhere. So why should you, as a developer or a data scientist, really care about this? Because mastering prompt engineering is what takes you from just being a passive user of AI to being its pilot. You get control, you reduce those frustrating, unpredictable outputs, and that's how you build real, production-ready applications with these models. So if you only take one thing away from our discussion today, I want it to be this. It's simple. The quality of an AI's output is a direct reflection of the quality of its input. That's the whole game. Better instructions, better results. Think of it this way. The AI is the engine. It has all the power in the world, but prompt engineering, that's the steering wheel. And now that you know how to steer, what are you going to build?